I applied to work at the Riverside Public Library because it seemed perfect. Quiet, peaceful, surrounded by books. The head librarian, Mrs. Chun, hired me after asking one strange question. Do you believe books can be dangerous? Genuinely harmful to read? I gave some clumsy answer, and she nodded. You'll do, she said. Evening shift. And there's one rule you must never break. She slid a piece of paper across the desk. It said, never read the book on the red cart. She explained that it's always in the back storage room, always on the cart. People who read it, she said, don't come back. The first week was calm. The library was beautiful, and the evening shifts were quiet. On Thursday, I had to get boxes from the storage room, and there it was. A small red cart with a single ancient-looking book on it. No title. Leather binding. I remembered the rule and left. But I couldn't stop thinking about it. What kind of book could be that dangerous? The next night, I went back. The book was just sitting there. Just a peek, I whispered to myself. I reached out and opened the cover. The first page had a single handwritten line. This book knows your name. I felt a chill. I turned the page, and there it was. My full name, middle name included, written in the same script. I slammed the book shut, my heart pounding. This had to be a prank, but the ink wasn't fresh. The book looked ancient. The next night, I was back again. My hands were trembling as I opened it. First page, the warning. Second page, my name. I kept reading. The third page said, you are reading this on a Saturday night. You are alone. My blood ran cold. The next page read, you're scared, but you can't stop reading. That's how it works. Once you start, you have to finish. I tried to close the book, but my hands wouldn't obey. They just kept turning pages. You'll read about your life, the next page said. Past, present, future. And when you reach the last page, you'll understand why people don't come back. With all my strength, I wrenched my hands away and threw the book across the room. Then I ran. I called in sick for days. Finally, Mrs. Chung called. Her voice was sad. You read it, didn't you? I told her I only read a few pages. After a long silence, she said, you might be okay. She told me the book has been in the library forever. It shows you your entire life, right up to the moment you die. Then you get a choice. Live with that knowledge, unable to change a thing or disappear. Vanish as if you never existed. She asked me to come back to work that night. When I got there, she took my hands, turning them over. No ink stains, she said with relief. You're okay. Ink stains? I asked. She explained that people who read too far get ink stains on their fingers that don't wash off. It spreads, and when it reaches your heart, you disappear. Then she pulled back her own sleeve. Her left hand was covered in black stains, creeping up her arm. She'd read it 20 years ago. She said they'd tried everything to destroy the book fire, water, locking it up. It always just reappeared on the red cart. I didn't quit. I saw others drift into that back room, coming out looking shaken. One man had the same black stains on his fingertips. 3 months later, Mrs. Chun was gone. The ink had reached her shoulder. That night, I was closing up when I heard a voice from the storage room. A young man was standing there, reading the book, his hands and arms almost completely black. "Stop," I yelled. He just smiled sadly. "I'm almost done. I need to know how it ends." He said he'd read about all the pain and mistakes in his future. Disappearing was his choice. He turned to the last page, read the final words, and then just faded, like smoke. He was gone, and I couldn't even remember his face. I'm the head librarian now. I can't quite remember what happened to Mrs. Chun, just that there's a gap where she used to be. The book is still there, waiting. Sometimes, late at night, I think about going back, reading just a little further. On one of those pages, I saw a date in the distant future, and next to it, the word choice. I don't know what it means, but the curious part of me wants to find out. But I won't. I can't, because I've seen what happens to people who need to know everything. They stop existing at all. If you ever find a book with no title, a book that seems to know you, walk away. Some stories are better left unfinished. If you like the stories, subscribe to the channel. See you in the next one.